the structured air unit. So when people look online with the image, they might think it's a little small. And I have mine right here, so I'll just show, as far as proportion size, it's almost about a foot tall, right?
Yeah, 13
And
inches.
all the specs are on the PDF here.
It's 8 inches across and 8 inches deep, 13 inches tall. It has an internal 6-inch fan that turns at a rate of 1200 RPM. There are some of the earlier versions that did 1000 RPM, and we kept the RPM down. It doesn't make a very loud
It's,
sound.
yeah, it's very quiet. I have this by my bed, and so the fan, you can barely hear it. What is this right here? Should this never be opened? Should that always remain closed? And what
You're
is this?
you're the second person to ask what that is. Basically, it's a compartment. Anyway, what's in there is salt,
That never needs to be replaced. Himalayan salt that's in there.
right? It adds a component to the air as it passes over it. The air doesn't really pass over it. The air picks up the ions that it emits continuously.
The salt specifically from a specific region like Afghanistan, or did you
Yeah,
choose
it's Himalayan salt, comes from the Himalayan mountains, primarily Pakistan.
Pakistan? Yep.
Himalayan salt contains all the minerals essential for life,
Hmm.
but also salt, of which humans need the energy of salt.
Yeah, for
They don't
like
need the physical. They, I mean, again, you all are in the physical world, so you think that your need for salt is comes from a salt shaker.
right.
Actually, your need for salt primarily is energetically. And what that specific attribute to structured air, we were given a formulation that really is an absolute necessity for humanity now and in the future.
When you say we, do you mean when you were in the labs or something else?
I say we when I'm talking about my organization primarily is me and an engineer. So we, in the aspect of putting all of the technology together and creating a physical form, as that physical form developed, we put it together and decided to add this special potential for the recipients of a structured air technology, to be able to add to their air specific energy fields that they may need. But they first have to come into the reality of knowing that they need it.
What would be an example of the energy field?
Well, right now it's salt. Everybody needs salt. They need the energy of salt.
Mhm.
People
And
who realize this but really don't know it carry around a little packet of salt in their pocket, not to eat, to garner the energy of.
it does matter where the salt comes from. Like there's different you will have a label that says Himalayan salt, but it can be contaminated with different metals and things like that. And there's one that I actually found that was Mike Adams, the health ranger, gets his salt exactly from the region where you're referring to, and it did taste different. And the other one that has the lowest metals was like a kosher salt.
Right, right. However, salt energy, it doesn't matter whether it's Himalayan or kosher or sea salt or the salt out of the underground underneath uh,
Baja,
say Detroit, Michigan,
Flint.
or Flint, Michigan, the biggest salt mine in the world underground. under those cities.
What is it about the salt specifically that is emitting what energy or what the like electrolytes, ions, like
Well,
what
yes, electrolytes for one, but the energy of salt itself, sodium, is absolutely essential for human development, human survival, thriving.
sodium is inextricably linked to potassium, and unless that sodium potassium process is happening with the cell, nothing else can really happen.
Sodium is it the parasympathetic or the sympathetic nervous system? When man was given the mandate no sodium, actually was very, very disruptive to those human beings who actually took that seriously. Well, this was a way of ensuring those individuals who had evolved to the place of realizing that structured air was in their best interest. And I say evolved. The device and or just breathing, exercising that breath. Don't remember the guy's name, but a guy who was actually a psychiatrist or psychologist trying to aid people who have conditions lodged in their subconscious, basically. A huge one is PTSD. That's a condition in your subconscious. And when it rises up or something triggers it, it takes over your whole functional body. PTSD, post traumatic stress syndrome. As you breathe structured air, it alleviates a good deal of the conditions, whether it be a cellular memory, but in your subconscious, it will eliminate the majority of the issues internal to your physical body just from the excess free oxygen that's created by breathing. You can do it just with your nostrils, but you have to do it in a setting, basically, of kind of like a meditation where you're deep breathing through both nostrils. And as you do that, you're creating and you do it with
Diaphragm.
your diaphragm, right? And as you're doing that, you're creating more free oxygen. That free oxygen, yes, goes to every cell and it has a function, but the free oxygen goes to every cell and eliminates from that cell that which does not serve the cell. In other words, heavy metals or whatever other energetic disruption that's within that cell, cancer, whatever it may be. But it pushes it out into your lymph system, and your lymph system carries it to your elimination system.
And this is a big topic that I've been studying, that the metals in lymph nodes can block lymph function. And does structured air and structured water combine? Is that like the ultimate powerhouse to like clean out the nodes so that the lymphatics can move
Absolutely.
everything to the elimination system?
Great. Absolutely. It's one of the first things that happens. So when you breathe through that device, you're enabling all these functions to clean up, to detox, so they can no longer ever burden you again.
Does the structured air and water also reconfigure the tissue and the nodes so that if more toxins do come in, that they're less likely to accumulate? And if yes,
Yes,
how is that so?
absolutely. Yes, yes. Another really big aspect of the structured breathing is the energy, maybe not so much from that small unit, but the bigger unit, the structured air unit. Yes. From that unit, basically, because it has a biophoton energy field of 3600, where your portable has a biophoton field of 4.5. So that biophoton field in the air you breathe is basically instructing your cells to be ready for everything that is that is within the air, it's within the water, it's within everything that's coming to you. But first, it has to detox your cellular level. So if you've had injuries in the past, those injuries are going to be repaired. I have a friend that she had the same thing, a bicycle accident when she was young, and her left hand, the muscle right down from her thumb, actually took off about an eighth of an inch of the muscle on concrete, and it's growing back. It's returned, and she says now it itches, but it has returned.
Right. The itching in itself is showing that she is becoming sensitized to what is
Right.
growing back.
Yes.
I
Right.
wanted to share my experience since getting the structured air unit. So I have this predominantly by my bed when I sleep. And since I've had it, the main thing that I've noticed is I'm waking up at like 5 a.m., 5:30, and I don't set an alarm. I also use a different technology made by this neurologist in Minnesota called Soltec Sleep Management System, which helps the brain basically stay in a delta brainwave state so that it can produce growth hormone. And I've already been getting deep delta sleep with that. And I think this has just taken it to the next level because that device is using frequencies and magnetic fields, but this is structured air. And now that I'm aware, it has the salt component too, which, I've been to salt rooms, and for people out there, there are salt rooms that you can go in where the floor is completely Himalayan salt. They have Himalayan salt bricks and lamps and stones in there, and they will basically put salt on the outside of the room in this device that will micronize it, and it will blow it into the room for people to breathe. So people who had different congestive things or kids are sick or whatever, they have little toys and the kids can play and they go and sit in there for, a while. And I did that before and I did feel better. So it's very interesting that you put salt, that for people who get it, that's what that compartment is there on the bottom of the unit. What have other people said that you've been in communication with of like benefits coming up of them having this in their room or where they are?
Normalizing blood pressure within 24 hours, a normal blood pressure. The same lady's cat, 17 years old, on its deathbed, in 24 hours became like a kitten. And the man of the house, difficulty breathing when he was trying to sleep, had to be sit up almost in order to breathe at night. In 24 hours, his breath was normal, and he could lay flat without a pillow. That's just one household with one unit.
You mentioned too that it was used in hospice too settings.
There was a lady who put it in her daughter's bedroom in a nursing home, had been in a nursing home for 13 years. A person also in the same room with debilitated dementia, 2 years in the hospital or the nursing home. In less than 30 days, was up walking around talking about all the birthdays she missed and their phone numbers and their addresses, and she left the hospital. But the other lady and who had gone in for being in a coma was given medication, caused her physical body to go into a fetal position, and now after 6 months has started coming out of that condition. Those all these conditions are in the brain. The structured air, every breath in a nursing home, a person, every breath they take is has within it the answer. the perfect all the all the nutrients to make the corrections, but yet the physical body has to take it in and has to put it in to work. And changing a physical, let's say, cell, it's something that our body does continually. We're constantly rebuilding our cells, and it's constantly changing. And so having structured air in a person's room aids everything to change. But again, I'm going to remind you the first thing that has to change is the toxins that are lodged in the cells need to be alleviated. They need to be evicted, sent away. If a person's lymph system is non-functional, then the lymph system needs to be made functional. Every organ needs to be made functional.
Right, and the organs can't function until the lymphatics are
Right, exactly.
functioning. And a lot of people use the antiperspirants that have aluminum and they block the lymph nodes,
Yep.
or they go
Right.
to pedicures and they sand the bottom of their feet, which prevents the acrocynium ducts from secreting.
Right. There's so many things that people are doing. They're harming their own physiology. They're harming themselves from making the corrections.
Yeah, I go to some nursing homes for my work, and I am feeling more and more motivated to learn who the directors are, who has the say to send this information to show them that the whole facility could benefit putting just one structured air unit in a dining hall or a
Right.
place where they get together, and it would improve the quality of life. And if they have a mission statement or a vision statement that says improving the quality of life, it's like this is the all this is like the higher strategy we can
And,
implement.
and remember, it has a 90-day money get back guarantee. Try it, you know, prove it. Prove it to yourself. It really does work.
And did
And
you choose 90 days because usually some shift happens not only in 24 hours,
right.
it can happen within 60 days, and
And
depending on what level of toxicity and environmental stressors people are exposed to or not.
yes. And the primary roadblock is the individual's thought process, or let's say uh, belief system.
Their paradigm. Yep.
You
Yeah.
have to get past their belief system.
Which
And
is
that,
the whole point, that what I love about these is that it's not necessarily, it transcends a belief system. It's like it's a direct experience. And in our Western world, it's like we've been conditioned that we have to have an explanation, and we've delegated and abandoned in some ways our inner truth to get some external validation, and it's completely backwards.
yes, yes, this technology works. I have people that say, they ask me a question, I give them an answer, and they said, well, I don't understand that. So I give them another answer, and they don't understand that. I finally get down to the place, Bob, it works. Use
Yeah.
it.
Right. Yeah. It's like context matters. So when you're approaching to talk with a physicist, it's considerate and useful to have some bare awareness of like periodic table of elements, electromagnetic spectrum, and it's not like you're talking above people either. You're very personable, and I find it easy to communicate with you, and that's why I'm motivated to do these ongoing calls and put them online, because I would like for people to see that we want the betterment for all of humanity, and we're looking at more direct, fast solutions rather than waiting for someone else to come save us.
Right. right?
Thank you for watching this video with Clayton and I where he talks about structured air. If you're interested in trying a structured air unit for 90 days and you don't like it, you can send it back, or you can purchase one indefinitely. You can go to Pneumothrive. On the top here, you can click products. And as you scroll down and at the bottom here, you can see where it says structured air unit, you can click buy. This page will give you more specific details about the benefits of structured air in your home, as well as the specific specs and sizes of the device. Scroll down further, you can click this expand button. And this will bring you to a PDF where you can read through more details. When you're ready to buy, you can press buy now. This will bring you to the contact page. And when you scroll down, you're going to enter your name. Last name is optional. Email is required. And for the subject, you're going to click buying structured air unit. In the text field below, you're just going to type what you specifically are curious about, whether you want to buy a structured air unit or try it for 90 days, or if there are payment options for it. And then you're going to click begin my refinement. I'll receive your message and respond within 24 hours. If you found this video to be useful or supportive, you learned something new about structured air, how it can help the human body, your family, please share this video with friends and family. Like the video and subscribe.